Imagine your story. What will you be today? A princess in a pretty dress, or a knight that saves the day? Come, let's run, play, pretend all day. To imagine your story today.
Welcome back to Imagine Your Story. I'm Miss Rhonda.
I'm Miss Isabella.
And we've got a story today. Look out! The dragon was terrible. We would like to thank Macmillan Publishing for allowing us to read this story, Dragon Was Terrible, by Kelly DiPuccio, and the pictures are by Greg Pizzoli. Dragon was terrible. Naturally, dragons have a bit of terrible in them because they're dragons after all. But this dragon here, super terrible. He stomped on flowers. He played tricks on the guards. And he spit on cupcakes. Who does that? Dragon, that's who. That's not all. He scribbled in books. He threw sand. And he took candy from baby unicorns. Honestly, that's terrible. The king had had enough. Enough, he said. And he posted this sign: Brave knights, whoever shall tame the terrible dragon shall be rewarded with a gift. It shall be a nice gift. Ye shall like it. His Royal Majesty the King. Knights lined up to show off their dragon taming skills. They all failed miserably, and Dragon just grew more terrible. He chased fuzzy yellow ducklings around the moat. He teepeed the castle. And he burned every last royal marshmallow to a blackened crisp. The villagers had had enough. Enough, they said. And they posted this sign: Brave people, whoever shall tame the terrible dragon shall be rewarded with a gift from the king. It shall be a nice gift, we hope. Ye shall like it, perhaps. His Royal Majesty the King. Ordinary blokes and lassies lined up to try their hand at taming the dragon. They all failed. Embarrassingly so. And just when you thought it wasn't possible, the dragon grew even more terrible. He popped birthday balloons. He drew funny faces on the drawbridge. And he burped in church, loudly. Honestly, that's terrible and rude. A boy wearing a feathered cap and a look of determination had had enough. Only he didn't say enough like you thought he would. Instead, he sketched a story. The next day, Dragon followed a trail of marshmallows to a shady tree where the boy was reading. The boy spied the dragon out of the corner of his eye and began to read aloud in a booming voice. And then the brave dragon swooped in to save the princess, he said. Dragon stopped in his tracks. But the terrible knight pulled out his wicked sword. The brave dragon roared, and the fraidy cat knight trembled in his boots. Dragon pretended to walk away. A crowd began to gather, and Dragon took cover in a tree. The boy continued reading page after page after page until, snap, crash, the dragon landed on the ground with a terrible thud. The crowd gasped. The lion roared. The clever boy didn't flinch. He reached out a hand to the dragon and said, "Would you like to hear how the story ends?" And just when you thought it wasn't possible, Dragon smiled. He took a seat beneath the tree with the other children. Honestly, that's adorable. The king cheered. The villagers cheered. The baby unicorn and fuzzy ducklings cheered the loudest of all. At long last, the terrible dragon had been tamed. The end. Hey, wait. What about the reward? Oh, yes, that. The gift was a new friend. A dragon, of course. Now it's the end. And now. It's time for Imagine Your Story Challenge. And this week we wanted to change things up a little bit. Instead of writing or drawing a picture, take a picture. I'm sure that Mom has a cell phone, Dad has a cell phone. I would love to see pictures of you pretending to do a story, a fairy tale, or dress up as a knight, a princess, whatever you'd like to do, and send it to us at libraryprogram@auburndalefl.com. Get to taking some pictures, acting out some stories, and pretending, and send it to libraryprogram@auburndalefl.com.
For today's craft, we are going to be making our own fire-breathing dragon. All you're going to need from your craft bag is a piece of construction paper, 2 big pom-poms and 2 little pom-poms, 2 little googly eyes, and then your pieces of orange and red paper. All you're going to need from home is your tape and your glue, so let's get started. Our first step is that we're going to take our paper and we are going to roll it into a tube. Just like that, and then you're going to tape down the edges right here. I'm going to grab my tape, put one here, and then another piece at the end of my tube. So it's going to look like that. Now that we have our tube ready, we are going to move on to the pom-poms. So the big ones are going to be for your eyes, and then the tiny ones are going to be for your nose. I've already put the tape at the bottom of mine. You can either use tape or glue. What I did was I took a little piece here, and then I just folded it over like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put mine down. I'm going to do the nose first. We want it close to the front, and we want our little pom-poms right next to each other. Oh, one is falling off. It should be good. Then we're going to take our eye pom-poms. We're going to put them farther back and farther apart from each other. Got one here, and then I've got another one right there. And then for our eye, we are going to put glue at the back of it. I'm going to take my glue stick here, just put a little bit at the bottom, just like that. And then we're going to take this pom-pom and press it down. Really make sure that glue gets on there, and it should stick fine. So now we have our dragon face. Now we're going to move on to our fire paper. I'm going to take one end of it here. I'm just going to grab one piece of tape, put half of it at the top of the paper like that. Then we are going to put the other half just enough so that it can stick in there. So that's what it's going to look like when you have one taped in. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them. And now that we have all our fire in, we have our dragon. And then you can make him blow his fire. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time.
Oh, Miss Isabella, I really enjoyed that craft. It was
I
good.
did too. Make sure to pick up your craft bag at Auburndale Public Library, and it'll also have, oh, I'm sorry, Miss Rhonda.
That dragon's terrible.
It'll also have your bingo sheet in it. As long as you get 5 in a row, up and down, or diagonal, you get to pick out a prize.
That dragon. We have another free resource for you this week, and it's Harry Potter Escape Room. We did it, and it was so much fun.
A lot of fun.
So look at the description. You'll find a link, and you're just going to do some challenges till you get to the end, and I hope you have a great time doing that. Again, the link is in the description. Well, I guess that's all the time we have this week, so we have to say goodbye.
See you guys next time, July 15th.